Did everybody have a good time last night? How was the reception? Wonderful. If you were a new member of the community and you were honored at the reception last night, would you wave at us? Wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time. Very good. We'll allow a couple of minutes. I know that we have people joining online. Heidi, how many people do we have? There are 8 people joining online. Could we just give a round of applause to our online participants? We're so glad that you're joining us. We hope that you can hear well and see well. And feel free to chime in with any questions that you have. Okay, well, if it's okay, we'll go ahead and get started. It's 10 o'clock. I want to take the opportunity to acknowledge the presence of my lovely wife, Faith Dickey. She's here. We just had the amazing experience of taking our 2 grandsons to Silver Dollar City, 7 and 3. And we did it because our daughter and son-in-law are celebrating their 10th anniversary. Now, I don't know how this happened, but our 3-year-old grandson is going through potty training. And the parents decided to leave town. How does that happen? Who plans that? So, you can imagine what happened. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, let's pray together. Lord, we just thank you for this day. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you for your love and care, your tender mercy, which touches us every day. And we pray for your blessing to rest upon this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, so, oops. May need help. Jesse, can you help me out? Okay. So, Town Hall Fun. It is such a cool experience for us to be able, in the context of our meeting every month, to be able to celebrate milestones in people's employment at Trinity Woods. These are the folks who make a difference here every single day. And for that, we are so very, very thankful. This month, we're recognizing 3 people. It is a joy and a privilege to be able to do that. Amy McDaniel is a housekeeping supervisor. Is Amy here? She's not here, but we will make sure that we present this 5-year pin to her in acknowledgement of her service. There are certain people who are kind of like spark plugs, and they bring a sense of joy to work that is contagious. Amy is one of those people. And so please, when you see her, help in acknowledging our appreciation for her 5 years of service here. The next person that we're recognizing is Sue Nolan, who is a CMA in Holloman. And Sue, if you would come forward, I would love to be able to recognize you. every once in a while, I have an opportunity to kind of get a picture of the organization that I don't otherwise have. And that actually occurred when it was necessary recently for me to help along with others in delivering meals during COVID to the people who live on the second and third floors of the Holloman building. And it gave me such a deep appreciation for the difference that the caregivers make. And it's my distinct privilege to congratulate you and to thank you for your service in Holloman. Congratulations. There you go. We also have the opportunity to recognize Rose Osborne, who is also a CMA in Holloman. Would you come forward? And we're acknowledging Rose for 20 years of service in the Spirit of Christ to the Trinity Woods family. Have I told you lately what an amazing blessing you are here?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. We're also blessed to be able to recognize the stars of the month, and Lori Morton is the June star of the month. Lori's on her way. So you know what? We will hold off and we will acknowledge her when that time comes. In the meantime, I am so excited. Do we have any accountants in the room? Do we have any numbers people in the room? You like numbers? We just published the audit for 2022. And if you're a numbers person, I would be so blessed if you would take a copy of this. We love handing these out. Now, for a lot of people, this is, it puts them to sleep. But if you really want to know about the nuts and bolts of the organization, this is a great place to look. And if you're looking for answers to the financial strength of Trinity Woods, you can find them in this audit. I do have one copy here. If you or your family or your financial advisor would like to have a copy, we do have digital copies. We can send them. All you have to do is ask us. And if you'd like a bound copy, please let me know. Awesome. I'm gonna ask that we make sure. Have these been distributed? Okay. I'm gonna ask all the staff members in the back if you could help with the distribution of this document. Most of you know that in May, we conducted a series of fireside chats. We did this last fall, and it was so beneficial and so helpful that we decided to begin the routine of doing them twice a year. And so we went through the second round of fireside chats in May. We conducted 4 of them, and a total of 122 people came to the fireside chats. And at the fireside chat, we asked 4 questions. Number 1, how are we doing in serving your needs? Number 2, how could we do better? Number 3, if you could change just one thing, what would it be? And number 4, as you look toward 2024, what is your biggest concern related to Trinity Woods? And we got some excellent feedback. Our promise was to publish the answers as we understood them. We did the best that we could to create a verbatim response. Some of the responses were collated together. In other words, people answered the same question or offered the same feedback in different sessions. So we've tried to combine those together, and we want you to have a copy of this. I want you to know that at Dennis's operations meeting yesterday, they went over these. The concerns that were expressed will be given serious consideration. We will do the very best that we can to address those concerns. And I wanted you to have a copy today of the feedback. Now, wow. Lori's here. Would you please come forward, Lori? Lori is being recognized as the June Star of the Month. And this is what Carrie Matheson said about you. Lori has great attention to detail. She's a bright spot in Crestwood and is always kind and helpful to everyone on campus. It makes, I'm going to say this, it makes all of our jobs easier knowing that we can depend on you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for coming over. Yeah, sure, sure. Okay. We have a sales team report. Don't we? We have a sales team report. Okay. We want to talk about the monthly referral program. And we want to encourage all of you to participate in the referral program. We are so thankful for the referrals that you provide. We've had great success with the meetings that we've been promoting with financial advisors. On the first Thursday of each month, we're hosting an event where we do a presentation that introduces people to Senior Living 101. And it's been amazingly helpful for us to be able to do that. Frequently, when someone is thinking about moving into a life plan community, they'll seek financial advice. And so they'll go to their financial advisor and ask about it. And so for us to be able to meet with the advisor in advance and introduce them to the different kinds of contracts that are available, the different alternatives that are available, to talk about the financial strength of Trinity Woods, it helps acquaint them in a way so that when their client comes to them, they can provide informed responses to the client. So we're really thrilled about that. Okay. Many of you are aware that I have been promoting an event that will be coming up on June 15th, next Thursday night. The event is intended to be a resource to you and to your families in planning for the future. And a number of years ago, a person who lived here talked to me about the experience that she had with her mother who lived at Trinity Woods. And she described the experience as a chapter of reconciliation between her mom and her. And that is just such a powerful metaphor. Now, you may not need to have a chapter of reconciliation with your adult children, but if you do, this is an amazing opportunity. Even if you don't, having a discussion with your adult children about the things that are most important to you as you look toward the future is of tremendous benefit. And I will be offering some insights into issues that many people face. I'm just curious, by a show of hands, how many of you have long-term care insurance? Okay. Many of you have long-term care insurance. How many of you know that 80% of the first-time applications for long-term care insurance are denied. 80%. So knowing how to go about the process of submitting the application for long-term care insurance is of tremendous benefit. We're going to talk a little bit about that in this discussion. And someone, you, your power of attorney, someone in your family is going to be the person who will steward that process, who will see that process through to its completion. And we'll give some helpful tips about that in the process. We're also going to talk about the unique chapter, the unique season that your family system goes through as your children assume responsibility for supporting you in this last chapter. And the beautiful thing about this book is that it offers some very, very beneficial tips in how to successfully navigate through that process. How many of you have seen the book or are reading the book or read the book? What are your thoughts about it? Anybody want to offer a comment?
It helps you help your children. It helps you help your children understand that their parents are becoming older. Sometimes they just want to ignore that or not accept that truth. And I think it helps navigate that beautifully.
Wonderful. Thank you. What about somebody else? Have you found the book helpful? Well, you don't have to read the book in order to come on the 15th. You're welcome to come and just sit in on the discussion. I'll do a kind of an overview of the book and talk about some of these relevant issues. And please feel free to come and bring your adult children if they're here. We are going to videotape the event so that and we'll post it so that it can be available for anybody that's either not able to come or that is out of town. Wonderful. With that, I'm going to invite Dennis to come forward and he will provide his report.
Thank you. Good morning. Couple of things. We've got a new and exciting process that we're implementing. That process is going to be labeled and called We Care Connect. So it kind of ties in and coattails the efforts of the Fireside Chats. And the We Care Connect is a dashboard for us to be able to monitor ongoing customer satisfaction. So what does that mean to everybody in the room? Anyone who has been on campus for a year or more will receive a survey. If you guys would please fill out those surveys, it'll come from We Care Connect and there'll be a little more information. We're going to try to get these out the end of the month. And if you guys could please fill those out, send them back to us, even if they're the same comments as what's on Fireside Chats. It gives us the ability to transfer the data that you gave us in Fireside Chats over to our dashboard so we can continually monitor it. And we can also monitor progress, make sure that we're keeping up with the requests, keeping up with the things that we can correct, and maybe some of the things that you guys are requesting, we can make sure that they get included in capital planning and those type of things. So if you would please, it's exciting to us to be able to monitor and manage that process and give us the data that we need in order to hopefully improve overall campus customer satisfaction. So that'll also include the survey process. New move-ins, folks who move in will receive two different surveys. They'll receive a survey after they move in to talk about the move-in process and make sure everything's hitting on all cylinders, make sure we're getting people in. And then after a period of time, there'll be another survey go out to kind of follow up to make sure that they're able to find everything, make sure everything's in order, make sure that their satisfaction is what they thought it would be when they invested in us. So hopefully as with any technology rollout, I always anticipate a little bit of wind burn. So hopefully we won't have that, but if we do, please be patient with us. We really do want the feedback, and we'll have contact numbers and places you can call if something happens that your link doesn't work or something of that nature. So anyway, there'll be more information on that to come, and please fill those out for us. The second thing is I promised I would give an update on the landscape process. Those of you who have called me, I know those shrubs are still dead. We have driven around. We asked the landscape company to update their bid. We thought it was high. We asked them to update it. It went higher, unfortunately. And I'm glad we did ask for an update because it was only about 25 to 30% of what we asked them to do was all that they bid on. So that was a really helpful clarification because we just got a price. We didn't really get a lot of update. So we've asked them to update that to really document it. And they've done that. Ty's working with them. As you can probably well anticipate, if they only did 30% of it, we thought it was high. Price went up. We were shocked. So we've asked two other companies to bid on this. We are waiting on their bids, and product is available. So once we get those two bids in, we'll start that replacement process and get those plants replaced as we promised we would. Third thing is one of the things that come up in fireside chats and we felt like was a safety issue that we probably need to address and talk about pretty quickly, and that's speed limit on campus. The street of Sandusky was specifically named in the comments. So does everybody in here know what the speed limit on Sandusky is? Somebody give me the speed limit. 15. So all of those of you who drive down the BA and it's 65 and you always know that you can press it to 68 because they probably won't give you a ticket until you hit 70. Let's just signify it as 13 so everybody will go 15. So what we're saying is, please recognize your speed, and we're having the same talks as well with our employees. And we would also like, if you would please, to just mention to your family. We know you have grandkids that come on campus that like to get here to see grandma as fast as possible and grandpa and those kind of things, but the comment was justified, and we are going to start to monitor it. We do have a radar gun in security. At one time in the past, we've kind of issued warning tickets and those types of things. But if we have to get to that, we will. But I think we can probably solve this issue by everybody just being responsible and paying attention. So if you could help us out with that, that would be helpful. We're going to be doing the same for you on the employee side and the vendor side as well. Couple other things. On June 21st, Vicky Triber asked me to remind you on June 21st from 11:30 to 1 in Westervelt Hall. There'll be a hot dog, bag of chips, soda, or bottle of water. Will be $6. It's a End Alzheimer's event. For those of you who would like to order shirts, you can do so. There's a limited number of 2023 Walk to End Alzheimer's t-shirts, which will be available for purchase at this event for $20. It is $6 for the event. Please remember this is a fundraising event, so you won't be able to use your dining dollars for that, but you will be able to, we will take checks and or cash. So Everybody, please come and join in the festivities if you would, and help support the End Alzheimer's campaign. Westervelt Hall. Question was, where is it located? And it's in Westervelt Hall. So, we've changed. We've had a challenge with the video products, the video equipment that we have in the Crestwood Theater. So they've changed the venue temporarily, and we're not sure how long it's going to be. We changed the venue from Crestwood Theater to the Members Club for those of you who want to view movies. After I got to looking at this and visiting with Irene and the crew, I really think the Members Club may turn out to be a better venue for it. There's more comfortable seating. There's a kitchen back there. There's a refrigerator in there. We can store drinks and things like that. So I think hopefully that it'll turn out to be a better venue, and maybe we can improve upon the video equipment in there as well. So we are working on the video stuff in the theater room. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I've used the example real quickly. Those of you who saw probably the AC unit that went on the roof of the pool. Some of you might have seen the crane out here a couple of 3 weeks ago. We put a new AC and dehumidifier and humidifier in the pool area. That was done, I believe, in April. Well, FYI, if you guys remember, that piece of electronic equipment was ordered in April of 22. So it took a year. With all electronic products right now, there's a huge backlog. So we need a new electronic Crestron piece over there in the Crestwood Theater. We're hoping we'll be able to get that pretty quickly, but it may take a little while. So in the meantime, please enjoy the movies in the Members Club. And with that, I believe that's all the comments I have. Any questions? Yes.
I'm not sure if you're the one who is going to be addressing this, but in Fireside, I had requested, and Heidi said that you would be addressing today the cost savings from not having luncheons or lunch in. So is that today or?
To be honest with you, let me just make sure. The question was, and the comment was, we'll be addressing cost savings that we're experiencing by canceling the lunch service in Charter Oak. I just want to make sure that I'm clear. Addressing the Fireside Chat requests and challenges that we have. We're really not addressing those here specifically today. We just got those, but the one item that seemed to be a safety issue of the speed limit and those type of things, that's why I addressed that. I can give you a little bit of information on the cancellation of lunch in Charter Oak. The dining department is staying close to and very, very close to within their budget. And we experienced a $200,000 reduction in our budget. So we are tracking with that at this time. So our budget in housekeeping, or excuse me, in dining is pretty flat. We're pretty close to on budget. So we've got some line items that are higher and some that are lower, and they all average out, and we're pretty close. So if that holds true throughout the end of the year, I think the expectation would be a $200,000 savings. So, okay. And one other thing, I wanted to give a last update real quick, just reminded me. We're in the third phase of the liquor license. We're starting to turn in our paperwork to start training the staff and get their certifications. So we're deep into that process, and it should be coming very soon. So any other comments or questions? Yes.
Question with regard to staffing. Both restaurants, it seems like it's been a consistent or continued problem with shortage on staff as well as housekeeping. Now, I don't know are there any other areas that are having that much significant problems also? And is there anything we are or can be doing about it?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jerry. The question was about short staffing and housekeeping and dining. I will tell you, I walked by one day this week, and I don't remember which day, I think it was Tuesday, Tracy's office, and she had about 9 pre-employment offers out that had been accepted that we are processing in security, housekeeping, and dining. So the ice seems to be breaking a little bit in the labor market, and we seem to be getting a bigger influx in people coming in applying for these jobs. So I think you're going to see these positions full. We are really close to being full right now at budget. So hopefully some of those things that you'll start to see more people in the dining areas and in the housekeeping areas. But we did hire several people this week or extended offers now. The problem with this being in the past is we make these offers, they accept the job, and comes work day and we don't ever see them. So they don't show up. So we're just crossing our fingers that all of these people show up, and we're confident they will, but we'll know more next week, I believe, as to where we stand in the process. So, and that should start to relieve some of that. Yes. Yes.
Carol's sister. My wife's sister lives at a home in Littleton, Colorado.
Mhm.
And what they have done is use mostly high school students.
Mhm.
They have a program set up with the high schools where they work and provide the service
Mhm.
in the dining area. Just a thought.
Yeah. We've talked to Nathan Hale High School and a couple of the other culinary folks in town. So we're trying to work through some of those creative ideas and see what we can come up with. But right now it seems like the market's is trending a little better. And I would say this on dining times. I'll just give you an example. My wife and I went out Tuesday night to dinner. We got there at 7. We got seated at 7:10. They took our order at 7:40. We got our food at 8:30. So, and this is Osaka, which is a pretty fast paced, seat a lot of people. They're all experiencing, the culinary industry is experiencing just a huge downturn in personnel and people willing and wanting to work in dining venues. So we're working through that, and it's encouraging to us that we're starting to get some applications so that and some acceptance. So we'll get through that. Yes. Empty flower beds. Tell me where you're speaking of.
Center.
Yes. So, okay, I understand.
There's 4 on the street, but there's
Right.
none by the flag. There's
Correct.
none by the crepe myrtles,
Yes.
and over in the
So-
physical area, there's lots
Part-
of empty flower beds.
Part of the question was, what about the empty flower beds that we have that we don't have color in? And part of the landscaping cutback that we talked about to be able to balance our budget based off of what last year's increase was. We talked about cutting back from 1,100 flats of color annually to 250. And we've stretched those 250 flats as far as they can go. Now, unfortunately for this year, I think that's where we are. Hopefully, we can get a break in the process and be able to expand them a little further next year. Now, let me tell you this. Last year, 1,100 flats cost $30,000. Okay? That's twice a year. This year, 250 flats cost almost 15,000. So the inflationary process in growing and fertilizing and all those kind of things and color plants, we were originally buying them for about $29 a flat planted. This year, the best deal I could get was $50 and most bids were closer to 60. So you guys, anyone here who got offers of flowers at their homes, you got an offer, I believe, of $50 a flat, which is exactly what we pay. So that's just that's where the market is right now. So if the market can come down, I think with that same budget, we can increase the quantity, and that's our goal, and that's what we're trying to do. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve.
I forgot one of the most important things that was on my agenda. So, and there's something that wasn't on my agenda that I want to tell you about. We do have new summer shirts that are part of the logo shop for Trinity Woods. I believe that everybody had a little flyer that's there. If you open your camera, you can actually use the QR code on there. You can submit your order through the website. The deadline for orders is June 25th. And we would love for you to take advantage of that. Now, how many of you have been to the treasure chest the last 2 times that it was open? How many of you have been the last 2 times that it was open? Okay, that is wonderful. Everyone who shopped at the treasure chest the past 2 times it was open received tickets. Tickets. And what were these tickets for? A Fitbit. Exactly. So what we're going to do is I am going to reach into the bin here and I am going to pick out a ticket. There's a lot of tickets in here, Irene. A lot of people have been to the treasure chest. And I have the ticket here. And now, ooh, I may need help. Wonderful. So Rhoda Robney is the winner of the Fitbit, and I'm going to ask everybody to shout with glee over Rhoda's there you go, over Rhoda's drawing. So I'll let Irene get with her, and we are so excited about that. Now I have to tell you that one of the best kept secrets of Trinity Woods is the value that all of us gain by through a dedicated and committed board of directors. We have 26 members of our board right now. We've just added several top draft picks. So Carol Bush was elected as the newest member of the board. Herb Whitney has recently joined the board, oil and gas executive. We've recently added several new members, and they all add to the strength of an already outstanding board. This morning, it's my privilege to invite Curtis Craig to come forward. He has an announcement that he's going to make. Curtis joined the board of Trinity Woods in 2009. He had a distinguished career as the chief legal counsel for Explorer Pipeline. And we have all benefited greatly from Curtis's leadership as president of the board of Trinity Woods. I'm so thankful to you. And so grateful to all of the board members who give of their time, talent, and treasure for Trinity Woods. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Steve. It is my duty as the president of your board to officially advise you of probably the worst kept secret at Trinity Woods. And that secret is that Steve has shared his intentions with the board that on his 20th anniversary as president CEO of Trinity Woods, he is going to retire. His retirement date is March 22nd of 2024. That may be part of the secret you did not know. But let me thank Steve in advance for his 20 years of service in the spirit of Christ, Trinity Woods. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, thank you. We're going to have a lot more celebration of Steve's and his staff's accomplishments in the future. So look forward to that. Well, with this announcement, you can imagine the board has put together a succession planning task force to prepare for, to select, and to transition a new CEO here at Trinity Woods. That task force is comprised of 5 board members and 2 member counselors. Now, something that's extremely important to us is to get your feedback. So initially, I'm asking 2 things of this membership. First, you will be receiving an internet-based survey that we ask you to fill out to assist us. And what that survey will provide us is attributes that you feel are the most important for a new CEO at Trinity Woods. So please, I ask you to fill that out. The second is we would appreciate your prayers to the leadership because this is an extremely important decision, as you can imagine. Now, following today's meeting, I know this short announcement is going to trigger some questions. You'll be receiving a handout. In fact, why don't we go ahead and hand those out of frequently asked questions regarding the succession planning process. In addition, you'll be receiving today by email a letter that provides more detail as to the succession planning process that will assist you. So hopefully with these 2 documents, we'll answer most of your questions. I will be here for a few moments if you have individual questions of the board. And I know Rich is here. 2 of our counselor members that are on the task force are here. So between the 4 of us, maybe we can answer your questions. In addition, later this afternoon, the survey will be forwarded to you. And we'd ask you to fill that out. Again, very important to the task force to hear the attributes you feel are important to Trinity Woods. So with that, I appreciate your participation in this process, and we look forward to the future at Trinity Woods. So thank you.
I want to personally thank Rich Lilienthal and Stan Teeter and Kay Owens for serving on the board. And I want to express my gratitude to Charlotte Frazier and to Gary Van Fossen, who are serving as members of the Succession Planning Task Force. Now, you know that I've only been a guest here. And honestly, the executive leadership team and the board are the strongest group of leaders that you could hope for to assist guiding through this process. Dennis Graham as Chief Operating Officer, Bill Peterson as Vice President of Human Resources, Jerome Steele as the Chief Financial Officer, Jacob Will as the Vice President of Healthcare, and Bonnie Pollack as the Vice President of Philanthropy and Community Engagement. They're an excellent team, and you are in great hands with that group. So I'm so grateful to Curtis for coming today. You'll be getting more information about this The Succession Planning Task Force meets on a monthly basis. And so more information will come out. We'll share the results of the survey with you. And as the details emerge, more information will be communicated. Does anybody have any questions that you'd like to ask at this time? Yes, Julia.
So I moved in when I was 62. So that means you're young enough to be moving in soon after your retirement.
Thank you so much. As Curtis said, we'll hang around for a little bit after the meeting. We so appreciate your coming out today. Is there anything else? Does anybody else have anything else, or are there any questions from the online audience that you'd like for us to address before we close? Okay, pickleball, 2:00. We're going to have an awesome time. Please come and join us. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Thanks again for coming out.